Albertson, Billy Moyer, gonna roll from the front row. Green flag is in the air, 40 laps the distance. The battle to the point works its way through turn number 1 and 2. Not much of a battle right there because Billy Moyer stretches it out down the back straightaway here on lap number 1 over Mason Oberkramer. Is sliding backwards is the 58 machine of Garrett Albertson outside the top 5 here on lap number 1 as it sets up to be Moyer leading Oberkramer down the back chute.
Good start for Moyer, who's already pulled out by a good 5-car lengths advantage. That cushion started to really come in during that B feature earlier on, and now you see more cars start to go to the top side trying to find that little extra tack, that bite, and that speed, and so far Moyer's been able to find it.
Definitely got some speed up on the top side, running that cushion here around the long ways until we get up into the lap traffic. You should see one car already off the pace. That's Brennan Willard. He'll take it pit side, but now watching the points battle, watching Chad Simpson battle with Ryan Gustin there for that 3rd and 4th spot on the racetrack as they both work down on the bottom side of turn number 3 and 4. Every position on the racetrack ever so critical for Chad Simpson in his pursuit for his 3rd career title tonight.
And he's really been able to knife into that lead. Just a few short races ago, that lead was up to upwards of 120 points, and now he's cut it in half, looking to cut into it even more. As a 2-car incident over in turn 2, we're bringing the caution flag out, and there you
here, and realistically in a great position to go back to back here at the Lucas Oil Speedway as we go back underneath the green flag behind the 21 of Billy Moyer Jr. The driver out of Batesville, Arkansas, going to slip high. Mason Oberkramer takes the lead away, but here comes Moyer. The veteran driver pulls the crossover off the exit of 2 and back to the point he goes.
Well, they will stay on the high side. Gustin now to the inside of the number 19, who has had some outstanding runs here at Lucas Oil Speedway again. He's going to become a factor in this as he has Simpson in tow on the bottom side.
Ryan Gustin threading the needle to the bottom side. Oberkramer, good regroup right there after a miserable restart. Puts himself back on the top side cushion. He's going to use that momentum around the long way around, but Gustin now going to slide up in front as Oberkramer up and over the cushion. He will backpedal to the 5th position. Now you've got Chad Simpson, championship contender right there with contact with the 91 of Jason Papich.
Boy, amazing how Oberkramer was able to stay in it and hold on to that 5th spot. Lots of contact between those cars.
Chad Simpson like a pinball on that restart right there, bouncing off a couple of cars, but a great job. Hangs himself into position number 4, right in front of another championship contender right there in the 59 machine of Jeremiah Hurst as they work their way down the front straightaway. And everybody now starting to chase Moyer, who now for the first time tonight really starting to stretch out the advantage.
And this really has become a 3-driver battle as far as the points are concerned. We see Simpson there. Hurst another one in the 58 who sits 3rd, 77 points back. Still looking for that first valuable win, but he has just rattled off top 5s and top 10s all year.
Such a consistent driver. He has done it all with consistency to this point. He started to put some great podium finishes together. Huge practice night here last night at the Lucas Oil Speedway was a little bit of motivation for those guys to get down here Thursday and get that car dialed in. As you see now a car off the pace, it is Jason Papich, and who makes contact but the 25 Moyer, 43-time Lucas Oil MLRA Series winner, looking for 44 tonight, and he puts us back underneath the green flag. Gustin down to the bottom side. Simpson will have the momentum on the top side. This time Jeremiah Hurst backpedaling in a 3-wide battle with teammate down to the inside, Garrett Albertson. A little side-by-side contact off the exit of turn number 3 and 4, but out in front it is Moyer showing the way. Gustin working the top side with his hands full of the 25 of Simpson. Moyer continuing to run solid laps on the top side of the racetrack. Gustin will shadow him through turns number 1 and 2 up on the top shelf as he starts to pull away from Chad Simpson, who now gets some pressure from the 93 car of Mason Oberkramer. 13 laps going on the board this time behind for Moyer.
So Billy Moyer, just his resume alone puts him into the Dirt Racing Hall of Fame. It's just amazing on what he's been able to do in a very storied career for that driver out of the Arkansas area. Just the Batesville native just has been on a tear And his resume, again, speaks for itself.
Makes it look easy up on the top shelf of the racetrack, but he's starting to get some pressure from Gustin as you watch right there. A couple of drivers going at it. The 15 car, Peyton Looney vying for position after position as Garrett Alberson now gives way to Kyle Beard in the 86 machine. That's a battle for position just outside the top 10 as we get ready to put 16 laps on the board this time at the stripe.
Lead continues to grow. It's now right out of second. Ryan Gustin is holding his own. Chad Simpson, even with that damage that we saw earlier, is into third. And then Tony Jackson Jr. making a good run up to fourth.
Great run for Tony Jackson. Had his struggles. One of the slowest times in qualifying tonight. He had a horrible draw, went out real early, struggled, got himself in through that heat race. And Tony Jackson Jr. is really making a good night out of something that didn't start off too good. Plus, he's also been out there that B-modified tonight, so you got to think that may have played into his hands. He's been on this track a lot more recently than a lot of these competitors.
Pulling double duty, a big B-mod clash going on this weekend as well. All the preliminary races tonight as he has been driving a number of different cars this year. He's one in a late model, one in a modified, one in a B-mod, and now you see Gustin starting to catch up with Moyer Sr.
Gustin being very patient, works the bottom side down here in turn number 3 and 4. He'll shoot to the short side once again. The momentum off the exit of turn number 4 will carry it to the line for the first time tonight. Ryan Gustin, new race leader, but he's going to get caught right behind some lap traffic. The F-15 of Jeremy Conaway, a disastrous corner right there by Gustin.
So at the midway point on the 20th lap, Gustin grabs the lead, but in one more lap, Billy Moyer Sr. will grab that lead back.
Moyer takes it back. A little bit of a wake-up call right there for Moyer as they now set their sights on the 15 car of Justin Duty, the driver from Happy Valley, Oregon, about to go a lap down. Here comes Gustin one more time. He is patiently chased down the 21 as they both work to the outside of Duty down the back straightaway, and they are separated by only a car length. And one more time, Gustin back down to the bottom, going to try and make it work off of turn 4.
And that's the thing for Gustin right now is don't try to do too much too soon. You know you've got the car that can run with Moyer. You've been able to get a nose out in front. You had one bad turn. Now you've just got to refocus and go back to work on that low side and try to do it again.
And obviously turn number 3 and 4 is where he's got to get it done because he just took the lead back, but the caution will fly. 17 laps remaining. Tony Jackson Jr., as we said, a hard charge, finds himself in the 4th spot in car number 56, but Billy Moyer back to the point on the top side. Gustin peels to the bottom. Chad Simpson will have the momentum. He's going to have to thread a needle, and how about the Deuce Nichols? Simpson up the middle, goes from 5 right back to 3 off the exit of turn number 4. Here we come down the front chute. It's going to be Moyer again showing the way. Now Gustin has his opportunity. He's got Simpson cleared. Can he set Moyer up for a showdown down here in turn number 3 and 4?
Well, there you see the 93 of Mason Oberkramer. He made that a 3-car battle on that opening lap as he dive bombs him and gets up into 3rd, drops back, and now Moyer has started to set off again. It's a 2-car battle up in front with Gustin now back in 2nd.
Huge development. The 15 machine, your point leader, slowing down the front stretch will bring out the
green flag in hand.
Green flag back in the air for Moyer. Deja vu. He'll start it again on the top side. Now Simpson going to try and hang on to that 2nd spot and get around the 19R. Here comes Oberkramer with a great run of momentum on the top side. Leaving the top shelf open for the 93 of Oberkramer, but he's not going to be able to capitalize, but Chad Simpson is. New man in P number 2, and that is the Deuce Nickel of Chad Simpson.
What a fabulous restart for Simpson, and it's almost as though he smelled blood in the water whenever he saw the 15 take the right-hand turn and go into the pit area. Simpson knew he was going to get some big points to begin with because he was already ahead of your current point leader, and now with him on the track, he is trying to get even more and takes a hard turn over in turn 2 and a crazy ride also coming off of 2, almost hitting that outside retaining wall.
How about the save by Garrett Alberson? That might be the save, the move of the year right there, keeping it away from that tire and keeping that car off the frame machine, but great save right there. And now you got to look towards the front once again. I'm looking at Tony Jackson Jr. Now he's found his way around Chad Simpson. A little bit of a bobble right there. And Simpson, you know, he's in an all-out mode right now, but now you know that your nearest competitor is up and off the track. Do you start to think big picture at some point and get a little bit conservative? At this point, he runs 4th right in front of Mason Oberkramer.
And now Chad Simpson, that was up into second, he's dropped back to fourth. There you see him right in front of Oberkramer, so still a solid run for Chad Simpson tonight, who sits second in the points, and Ryan Gustin, who has taken the lead twice but has been unable to hang on to it with 10 laps to go, will go back on the attack on Moyer Sr.
Yeah, like we've seen all night long, Ryan Gustin gets into a nice long run, and that looks like what he needs to chase down Moyer. He's going to have the momentum down into turn number 3. The only thing is we've switched grooves, because earlier on tonight, Moyer was all about the top side in 3 and 4, Gustin the bottom side, and now Moyer is taking that groove away down in turn number 3 and 4 from Ryan Gustin. So Gustin's going to have to figure something else out, but Mason Oberkramer coming back to the front here late in this going.
Yeah, and that was that hit that Tony Jackson Jr. took on that outside retaining wall. You saw him come out of turn 4 and bounce off the wall. Whenever that happened, Oberkramer was able to get to the inside, and now Jackson Jr. trying to fight back.
Jackson fighting back as Chad Simpson now starting to backpedal in this field, and car number 25 falling into the grass now of the 58 machine of Albertsmith. The battle for the race lead is on. Ryan Gustin takes the point down in turn number 1 and 2, Slide Job City. Over this 21 of Billy Moyer, new race leader. As you're going to see just 5 laps to go this time across the line.
The move of the night for Ryan Gustin, as he was able to dive bomb to the inside, and whenever he drifted up high on the track for that slide job, he hit the cushion just right, got his number 19 propelled off the corner, was able to stay ahead of Moyer Sr. Will now Moyer have anything for Gustin?
Moyer pushing that car as hard as he can here late in the goings. Lap traffic is not going to come into play in this one, as Oberkramer looks like he may have the fastest car out on the racetrack in the 3rd spot, as you watch Tony Jackson Jr. battle out with Kyle Beard for 4th and 5th on the racetrack, as your race leaders have just taken 3 laps to go. Ryan Gustin looking to go back-to-back here in Lucas Oil MLRA late model action.
You know, you hear in NASCAR it's all about clean air. Well, it's the same thing, honestly, in dirt track racing as well. We saw Gustin for so long stay behind Moyer Sr. and be unable to do anything with him. Now that he has gotten around him, that lead is already built out to 1.7 seconds.
Great run here late in the going. White flag is going to come out right now for the driver, the TriStar Engines and Transmissions entry. Ryan Gustin going to be right behind the F-15 of Jeremy Conaway. He can back off down the back chute this final time. Down to the bottom side. Moyer in the 2nd spot. Going to be a handful of car lengths back, but Ryan Gustin, your winner on night number 1 of the MLRA Fall Nationals. Billy Moyer will grab that 2nd spot as the 93 of Mason Oberkramer comes across the line, will complete the top 3 here on night number 1.
Yeah, it was there. Anytime you can chase that 21 car around, you know you're doing something right, that's for sure. To pass him to get a win is pretty cool.
Had to pass him a couple times. You took the lead for 1 lap on lap number 20. It looked like this 19 machine was rolling real well at the bottom of 3 and 4, but late in the going, you had to mix it up because Moyer took that groove away from you on the bottom.
Yeah, I figured once I showed him down there he would. I think he was on a little bit softer tire than we were. So I knew the longer the greens were, the better we were going to get, but a veteran like that, you know, he can do it with a soft tire, there ain't no doubt.
Tell me about the pass for the lead, Ryan. Was it all or nothing down in turn 1 with 5 laps to go?
Yeah, basically. I kept looking up at the board. I was like, man, I got to run here. I got to do something, right? You know, you never know if you're going to get that run again. So that's what we did, and it worked out.